was 27 years old, I left a very demanding job in the management consulting for a job that was even more demanding, teaching. I went to teach 7th grade math in the New York City public school, and like any teacher, I made quiz and tests. I gave up homework assessment. When the work came back, I calculated grades. What struck me was IQ was not the only difference between my best and my worst student. Some of my stronger performance did not have stars or very IQ score. Some of my smarter kids weren't doing so well. And that got me thinking, the kind of things of you need to learn in 7th grade math, sure, they hard, ratio, decimal, the area of parallelogram. But these concepts are not impossible. And I was firmly convinced that every one of my students could learn the material if they keep working hard and long enough. After several more years of the teaching, I came to the consulting that what we need in education is a much better understanding of student and learning from a motivational perspective. From a physiological perspective, in education, the one thing we know how to measure best is IQ. But if doing well in the school and the life depend on much more than your ability to learn quickly and easily. So I left the classroom and I went to the graduate school to become a psychologist. I started studying kids and adults in all kind of super challenging settings. And every my study question was, who is the successful here and why? My research team and I went to the West Point Military Academy. We tried to predict which cadet will stay in military training and which will drop out. We went to the National Park Spelling Bee and tried to predict which children will advance faster in competition. We studied rookie teacher walking in the really tough neighborhoods, asking which teacher are still going to be here and teaching by the end of the school years. And of course, who will build the most effective improving learning outcome for their students. We partnered with private companies, asking which of the state salespeople is going to keep their job and who is going to earn the most money. In although those very different contexts, one characteristic emerged as a significant predictor of success, and it wasn't social intelligence, it wasn't good looks, psychical health, and it wasn't IQ. It was grit. Grit is a passion and perseverance for a very long-term goals. Grit is a saving stamina. Grit is sticking with your future, day in, day out. Not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years. And working really hard to make that future a reality. Grit is living life like it's a marathon, not sprints. A few years ago, I started studying grit in the Chicago public school. I asked thousands of high school juniors to take grit questionnaires, and then wait and around more than a year to see who will graduate. Turn out the greatest kids were significantly more likely to graduate. Even when I matched them on every characteristic I could measure, things like family income, standardized achievement test score, even how safe kids felt when they were at school. So it's not just a West Point award, the national spelling bee, the grit matter. It's also in the school, especially for the kids at risk for dropping out. To me, the most shocking thing about grit is how little we know, how little science know about building it. Every day, parents and teachers ask me, how do I build grit in the kids? What do I do to teach kids a solid work it is? How do I keep them motivated for the long runs? The honest answer is, I don't know. What I do know is that talent doesn't make you greedy. Our data show very clearly. that there are many talented individuals who simply do not follow through on their commitment. In fact, in our data, grit is usually unrelated or even inversely related to measure if talent. So far, the best idea I've heard about building grit in kids is something called growth mindsets. This is the best idea developed at Stanford University by Carol Dweck. And in this, the belief that the ability to learn is not fixed, that it can change with your effort. Dr. Dweck has shown that when kids read and learn about the brain and how it changes and grows its response to challenge, they are much more likely to persevere when they fail, because they don't believe that failure is a permanent condition. So growth mindset is a great idea for building grit. But we need more, and that's where I'm going to end my remarks. Because that where we are, that the work that standard before we us. We need to take our best idea, our stronger intuition, and we need to test them. We need to measure whenever we've been successful, and we have to be willing to fail, to be wrong, to start over again, with the lesson learned. In other words, we need to be greedy about greeting our kids greedier. Thank you.